Welcome to the OFX podcast. We have been really shit lately about being on time. And I'm going to blame Bethany because she's not here. And that's the easiest thing to do. And she can't defend herself until next time, which is probably next week. And then she will. And she'll yell at me. But Tara's here.
I'm here.
Tara's here because as soon as you post, I want to talk to you. I'm no beating around the bush. I wanted to talk to you right about your post. Tara's got no money.
I mean, I
Was
got
that, was
some
that
money.
the gist of the post? Did Terra got no money? No. No, go through what your post, if you can go through just the idea what your post was, because it really caught my attention. I'm like, it's not something we have not spoke about before.
So I've been seeing all the stuff online about, um, obviously they changed the system with High Rocks this year, and obviously it's a lot different than last year. And I run my own business, so this is something I tally up every year anyways for my taxes. And I knew how much money I had spent, but I was just thinking about it, and I was like, man, I wonder how much I'm going to end up spending like this year, and probably making like less money since I stepped away from DECA, like which was a big revenue stream for me, to really focus on High Rocks, um, and with sponsors and stuff, like they're not as interested in any of the other events. So like High Rocks is where the most potential for like making any kind of like money back is. Um, so I tallied up last year in 2025, and I traveled internationally 4 times to race. Um, and I spent like $15,000, which I put in the post too. Like I travel like incredibly cheap,
Oh, I've
like
seen it.
basic economy, no frills. Like I stay with people sometimes. Like I mean, like whenever I go to Canada, I'll stay with Jay and Allison, and then I've been to other races where people let me stay at their house. I went to Brazil, and that girl I met, Blair, she put me up in Brazil, and um, so I was able to make that trip happen that I probably wouldn't have otherwise been able to do. Um, so, even with all of that, it's still like is very expensive. I mean, $15,000 is a big chunk if I wasn't making any of it back. So I didn't clarify how much I made in the post. I might make a post about that um, later. But I made just under like $12,000. So I mean, I didn't break even, which is usually the goal. Um, but I was, relatively close. Like, so spending $4,000 is a lot more like reasonable per se than spending like 15. And I've talked a lot about this with my clients and friends, and like when do I stop doing High Rocks because it's just not financially feasible for me anymore. Um, so we'll see. I haven't gotten to that point for myself yet, but then it also made me think a lot about like new athletes coming into the sport and how now this new system is going to create a financial barrier for people. Like not only people have talked about the pro card. I mean the pro card is not cheap, but at the same time, like it's the 5 races that is really the
Minimum.
barrier of entry, because even if you're in the US, you can say there's less competition, so maybe there's like a better chance of you going and winning 5 races. But everything's so spread out, so you have to fly pretty much everywhere you go. Versus if you're in Europe, yes, there's more races, there's probably like closer, but there's more depth of field. So the chance of you going to 5 races and winning all 5 races are probably very, very low.
Yeah.
Um, even, I mean, it's very rare in Europe that you'd see like a race be won in anything like now, really anything over an hour and 1 minute.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing most of the races go in like sub 61 minimum. So I mean, some of the races I think I was not Turkey. There there was like a race before that there was like at least 2 women under an hour,
Yeah.
So you could travel all the way to the race. You could run a 58 and like still only get 100 points. I thought it was really funny. Like I went to Buenos Aires for, for obvious reasons. It was the weekend of World Championships.
Cherry
I knew
picking
it'd
to the
probably be an
extreme.
easy. Say what?
Cherry picking to the extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I knew it'd be probably an easy 105 points. And obviously it was a strategy that worked out well for me. But I got the same amount of points as Saskia with her 58.
Yeah. And
So
would you run down there? Like
104.
104, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so obviously it wasn't my best race, but like, I mean, if I were in world championships and I were in a 104, like I wouldn't have got no points, like zero.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened when I went to Stockholm. I raced Stockholm and it was a very stacked like heat, surprisingly. Like I didn't expect it to be so stacked. I think there was maybe two women under 60. I know Emily Dahman went under 60 the first time there. And there might have been at least one other girl, but I think I ran a 65, but I was like 13th.
Yeah.
So I didn't get any points. So it's just I think the system now is more pay to play than ever. Like I feel like used to there was like obviously fast races like London or no, sorry, yeah, London and Berlin. And then there was that one race that was woefully short, Warsaw,
Yeah. Glasgow the one time.
Glasgow. So, I mean, there were a few races, but like with Warsaw and Glasgow, you didn't know those races were going to be fast before you registered.
Yeah.
London, you kind of know it's going to be fast because it's only one lap. Same thing. Berlin is like fast. I don't
Weather
remember what.
permitting.
That was the outdoor one, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's one lap as well.
Yeah. So, like,
And like no
you kind of
rocks.
know Chicago, I mean, for American races, is faster than probably the other races because it's one lap. So, I mean, you could kind of pick, okay, well, I'm going to go try to run fast on that course. But now it's like, okay, well, I think it really benefits you now to race as much as possible. Like, because you also don't know who's going to go to each race.
I think
Like,
that's
I
the big
mean,
thing right there.
if the points, if there were no points, like nobody would have been in Chiba or whatever this weekend.
Yeah.
But there was like good competition, at least on the women's side, like for that race.
Yeah.
Um, not so much the men, but because I think it was Cole walked away with it with like
Yeah, like four or
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like that was not really a race, but like I mean, in previous, this was last year and it was the same system, I think like the winner you'd see probably go like 106 or something like that along those lines. Um, so now with the new system, I think you're going to draw way more competition to like to areas that didn't normally have it.
Yeah.
So you're going to see people, that are also trying to do the same thing like me, like chase points, like um, and race as much as you can because every time you race, you don't know who's going to have a good race and who's going to have a bad race. So
I think you're going to get a lot of people talking to each other saying, I'm going to go to this one, you go to this one. And that way we won't be competing with each other and keep stealing points from each other. And that kind of deal. Like
I don't know because I
collusion.
feel like there's getting to be so many. Like, think about now how many women are under like the 60, like 65 barrier that are maybe thinking about, okay, I want to try to get into the Elite 15. There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a ton of
it's not,
those. Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like there's not enough races for you to be like, oh, you go to this one and I go to that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Like there's going to be people at every race now because they're thinking. Now you might not get like the Joannas or the Lauren Weeks or the Alyssas. Like those people aren't going to be chasing points and run all around the globe trying to scrounge around. But like you'll get a lot of like really solid like B level athletes that are trying to fight out for like that top spot for some of these races. I mean, even I wanted to go to Acapulco, but because I knew that it'd be an easier race to win than DC, but Acapulco was going to cost me over $2,000 to get there because it's really like when it's not easy to get there, and it was going to take me longer to get there than going to Europe. Like it was like a 17, 18 hour flight.
Ooh.
Because I guess there's not a lot of flights there. I'm coming from a small city airport, so getting there was going to be very hard. Now, I will expect Acapulco to not be as competitive because I think that it's not that easy to get to. Um, but I could be wrong. So, but I don't think you'll see like a lot of like Elite 15 chasing that race because it's really out of the way. I think you'll see more people in DC.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine like if you're European, you're going to fly all the way to Acapulco. It'd take you like a whole day to get there. So I think if somebody was trying to chase points, that's going to be a really good one. It's just going to be very expensive, and that's where the pay to play comes. Um, so for me to go, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to invest like $2,000 at minimum. I mean, the flight was like $1,700.
Yeah.
So then you got to buy obviously hotels. Um, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to invest $2,000, and then you don't win. Like I go and get second or something like that, where
Yeah.
it's like because I obviously again I don't know who's going to be there. Um, it could totally be a crapshoot. So you're investing all this money, and I mean, I think it creates like a better competition at each race, but I think it just becomes really expensive for the athlete. And then I'm like, okay, well, are we actually getting the best athletes, or are we just getting the best athletes that can pay?
I think that that's the key there, right? Because I mean, some of the stuff you say there makes it is sounds like great stuff. Like the better competition at each event, that's cool. Having big names at each one, that's cool too. But the last thing you said right there has always been kind of the crux of it for me is I think the system in place, you're going to get the best six, seven athletes up around there.
So did the other system.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
the best will always
And
like
top,
be able
top,
to get
yeah.
into the race. Um, but I thought about it as like if I was an athlete just coming in
Hmm.
to this sport, I don't know that I would have aspirations to be in the Elite 15 because I don't think I could afford it. Like the only reason I was able, like I couldn't have afforded $15,000. The
Yeah.
only reason I was able to afford it is because I had sponsors that were giving me podium bonuses, and there were like some races that I ran that weren't high rocks that gave me prize money, like lifetime games.
Yeah.
I mean, I did win some money at DC, but they're not even doing regionals anymore. So it's like, so now it becomes even more exclusive, like who gets into the Elite 15 and who's getting paid. So if you're not getting any money that way, so that'll definitely not be. I think because I think in DC maybe I made like five or maybe like 6,000 between doubles
Hmm.
and solo. And that was a big chunk. Helped me like races that I know that I won't have this next season. Um,
It's
so
not just a matter of the money, it's a matter of the time, right? So
I mean,
not
$15,000, Dave. That's like,
no no
I mean, I think that's like at least like a quarter, like more than a quarter of what I make every year. Like, it's not something that I could feasibly do, like financially, or I mean, I would always create the time, but if I don't have the money, I can't do it.
But I'm just saying some other people are the other way, right? They can maybe even if they had the money, they still couldn't get the
Yeah.
time, right? And that's I look at I think of the Canadian girl Maddie
Oh
Ibergen,
yeah, Maddie
right?
Strength. I don't know.
Maddie Strong, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Maddie Ibergen, which we're still working out trying to find time to get a chat with her. But anyway, she's someone who's still competing in track
Hmm.
and has put up two, like I think she's done two races or three races anyway. She had the second fastest run at Worlds that was not in the Elite 15.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, she's sub 60, right? And
Yeah.
she's probably
Her
not going to
second
be,
race, like,
yeah, she's
you know,
probably not going to be in the Elite 15 next year.
yeah, because she like
She
isn't
can't.
even. It's not even the five races. It's the five races plus all
Mhm.
the majors plus world championships.
That's
Like,
right.
so getting in, like the barrier to get in is probably like at least $10,000,
Yep. Yep.
and then you're talking, okay, well now I'm in. Now I got to go to. I mean, shoot, Hong Kong.
Hong
If
Kong's 10
somehow
grand on its own.
if I no, you got to have me as your travel agent. I'll get you there for. I
Okay.
bet you
Okay.
I get you there in three.
Oh, okay. I might use you then.
Yeah, you got to
You're gonna end
not
up
care about
sleeping
where
in
you
a Chinese
stay.
junk on the water, but I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but like it's just like a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
So unless you have like sponsors or backing or some rich uncle or whatever, like I think you're stifling the elite level of the sport a lot. And then I think you'll find people who are even in the sport now that they might be like, you know what, this is too much. I don't want to race this much, or my body can't take this much, or whatever. Because so it's five races. Say you run three majors and a world championship. I mean, that's nine races. If you only do solo, I mean, a lot of people are doing both now. So,
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And I look at, and I don't mind talking about her because she's been kind of public with this stuff, but like somebody like Vivian,
mm-hmm.
who, you know, cannot, like, she's got a real job, right? She can't just do that. And you're gonna, they may actually lose her from the solos this year because she can't, basically because she didn't have a good Worlds. So now she would have to go run around chasing more points. And even
Yeah.
though she's likely someone who will do well at those races and get those points, you never know, but likely has a good shot at it. It's still it's a chance that we're going to take her who is a perennial Elite 15 athlete and lose her just because of the amount of races that have to be done.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, it's the money, it's the time, it's the everything. And to me, it's that there are other ways. There's always been better ways, and they just don't want to look at it. I don't know. They want this. They want them
I
to
mean, I
race
do
more.
think the challenger part is like a step
Hmm.
in a better direction. Like I like that. The only problem with that is like I think if you qualify out of the challenger heat, why don't you qualify? So like if I
I don't
went and
know.
ran the challenger heat as number 16 and I came in third, like we ran on the same course under the
Yep.
same conditions, like
Same day.
I should qualify. Like,
Yep.
it's not like I ran a different course or anything. Like so I just don't understand that aspect of the challenger heat. Like whoop de doo, I get into the next major, but like maybe that was my like maybe if you only run two majors, maybe that was my pop race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like like Vivian's a good example. I mean, she'd been popping off all year and she had a bad race at Worlds. So imagine you're like, in the challenger heat and it's the second to last one and you pop off on that race and that was your race. And woohoo, you got into the Elite 15 race for the next major, but then maybe for whatever reason had a bad race. So technically you got there in that race. You ran a fast enough time, you beat enough people, but because you were 16th instead of 15th,
Yeah.
like you didn't qualify. So I don't like that.
So here's the thing, and this is the system that I've laid out. It'll be pretty basic, and I know again we've talked about it lots, but all right. So my bet, five majors, right? Just like normal. Top three from each one go on, roll down to whoever, whatever. Any person holding a pro card can enter. Okay. So anyone with a pro card can go that day and go into that major. The top wave, so that like the Elite 15, the one they stream or whatever, is made up of the basically whoever finished the top 15 in the last major, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you were seated 18th and in the second wave and you finished fifth overall in the time, that means you're bumped into that wave for the next one. All right.
Yeah.
Now, on that same thing, if just like you said, if you're 18th and you have the third best time, you get the qual.
Yeah.
So you can qual out of the back. All right. Pro cards. And this is where people have said before, well, everybody will just go. Well, in my system, you'd need to qualify for your pro card. So to qualify
Yeah.
for your pro card, you have to win an event over the past 12 months, any event. And if pro card holders were already at that event, then it could roll down.
Okay. Because I was like, well, that's not very many pro cards. But
No,
if it
no,
rolls,
yeah,
okay.
rolls down. So basically, you could get a pro card at almost every event, right? Every event would deem one. So anyway,
Yeah.
all right. Um, and then yeah, so then I would say I'd estimate most events, most majors, you're probably going to get between 45 and 60 people at it because they're going to be in different locations and you're not going to feel the need to travel as much because you might be
Well, and
already
then you get you once you get your pro card, you can plan your schedule. The other thing
exactly.
about this is like, you know, a few weeks before I could get knocked out.
That's
I
right.
can't plan anything.
Exactly.
Um, so that's another thing that it's like, oh, well, if you're at the top, I think it like keeps you at the top.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, obviously they have like, I mean, they're good. Like, I'm not saying they're not good, and I'm not saying I'd beat them because I wouldn't. But people that are just as capable as some of the people at the top, but like they don't have like the Elite 15 status yet. There's like a girl, I don't remember, she's like Frida. I don't know. She's ran a couple like 58s, I think. She's from like Sweden or something.
Okay.
um, doesn't really matter. But like, I mean, she's ran just as fast as a lot of people in the Elite 15, and she's consistently done it, but she's not. I don't think she's gotten 5 races yet, or
Yeah.
she might have been to races where there were also people who ran like sub an hour, so she got like 100 points, or
Exactly. Yeah.
so, so it's just like the system is like kind of kicking her out until she gets, you know,
Yep. Yeah. And that's
I don't know,
this way you wouldn't have that problem with this.
yeah,
She would have her pro card, she'd be good to go. She could plan a race. Like for example, you just won down in wherever that was again,
ran
right?
a series,
Buenos Aires. So
yeah.
there's your pro card. You can now plan the rest of your season and the majors.
Make the pro card, it's like every year you have
Yeah.
to like,
Or every year you have to win or have finished top 15 in a major. And that would renew your pro card.
okay. Yeah. I guess it'd be weird though, because like, so say I won it in Buenos Aires
Yep.
and then I won in Mexico City. Would that extend a year from Mexico City?
Yeah, yeah. A year from whenever you won the last one. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
In
Just nice and simple.
perpetuity
Yep.
then.
Yep. Nice and simple. Whenever your last win was or your last qualifying effort was for a pro card, you're good from then.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't know
Mm.
how they do their charging or whatever for the money. I don't think they should be charging for these things, but whatever. Anyway,
I
however
mean,
they want to.
if you qualify for it, then you shouldn't charge for it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because like now it's like anybody can do it. So like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I
Yeah.
did not like the idea of having to pay. And then when they took the 2 free races away, I'm like, and they didn't like discount it to the amount of 2 races. I just registered for a race. It was over $200, like $250
For
for DC.
DC, yeah. And I'm assuming that's what the Flex Pass, right? Flex Pass.
I think the light flex, maybe.
The levels of Flex Pass, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's also just getting way more expensive. Like, I mean,
Oh
I've
yeah.
registered Hyrox before, and like I remember in the beginning, it was like closer to $100,
Yeah.
maybe like 40 or something. Um, so it's like crazy to me. So they have 20 times as many people, and the production and everything's the same. Like, but now the prices are twice as much. So it's like, okay, so they've increased their revenue by increasing the number of people, but then they've also increased the revenue by like doubling the price of tickets.
Well, we're not allowed to make fun of Xenom as much anymore because they dropped their prices and Hyrox has gone up with their prices. They're getting closer. They're still not there yet, but they're getting closer.
I mean, I think Xenom is like $300, right?
It was five.
Yeah, I know it was five, but it's like three now, right?
Yeah, three something. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's like a multi-day event, isn't it?
2 day event, ten different workouts. Yeah.
I mean, I could see 300 for that.
Yeah, you could argue it's a better value. I mean, because
I
if
mean,
if you're talking time out there, right?
yeah. And I just don't think too, like I understand why they have to charge more. They need more judges, they
Yep.
need more like
Way
I don't know,
more the equipment, way more elaborate equipment.
way more elaborate equipment and like um they're not going to be able to put as many through it. That's why I also thought about ethics.
Yeah.
Like you can't put 50,000 people through ethics.
No, I think both of those. I mean, I don't know Athex's numbers, but I'm gonna guess. Well, Xenom out and out said 2,000
Okay.
for the
I
weekend.
would think that's like topped though.
Yeah, that's their cap is 2,000.
Yeah.
And
So
then
they're to put through like I think in New York, didn't they put through like almost 10,000 people a day?
for high, or yeah, High Rocks
Yeah.
can do. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's no way that Xenom or
no,
Ethic, there's no way they could put that many people through and still uphold the quality of the event.
yeah. Athics they do 40 lanes, and I mean at 40 lanes, they're putting people out. I mean, you've been there. You can realistically only put them out every half hour,
Yeah.
right? Because they're going to
So
be
that caps it itself, like,
exactly, yeah.
and I mean, it's really, I mean, I really enjoyed the Ethics. It was really well run, but like, I just feel like the scalability of it,
Mm.
like, I could see paying more for Ethics because I know that, there's just it's going to be a little bit more exclusive. Like
Yeah.
you're doing an event that's only going to have maybe 400 people or a
I could
thousand
see
people.
them. I could see them getting close to. I mean, I have to do the math, but I could see them maybe getting at like a 1,500 kind of number,
Yeah,
something
but
like
again,
that.
not even close to High Rocks.
No,
Like
no, no,
so, it's not going to be as big of a like a mass participation event.
no. And I
And
think
like benefits to that too. Like I think it's a cool experience to be like not in such a mob of people.
yeah, yeah. I definitely. I mean, I think High Rocks is if you're really wanting to be competitive, it can be very hard depending on what group you're in. Like if
Mm,
you want to be a competitive women's open doubles team, good luck.
yeah,
Like just the mass of humanity that's out there when you're trying to run is so hard. Well, good luck getting a ticket too, but good luck even
yeah.
once you get out there. Like it's just a sea of humanity.
And that's another thing with a new system. You have to race a lot. If you're not in the top 50, good luck getting five tickets.
Oh, yeah, especially if you want them at specific places.
Yeah. Oh, and another flawed thing I don't like about this system. So, so you know how I forgot what race I realized this happens. So, say I race Ottawa,
Hmm.
and I came in second. So, if there was somebody in the second heat that does not have their pro card and they beat me by time, I get bumped to third, but they don't get any points.
Yeah, because they don't have a pro card.
But they essentially take second place.
Yes. Yeah, and then the points don't get yeah.
Yeah, no. So now you're third.
Yeah.
But
Eh,
like one could argue the reason why we're supposed to be in the first heat, we have stricter judging. Like,
right?
is like the race is a little bit different when you're running the first heat. So I mean, if somebody beats me by a few seconds out of the second heat, I feel like you can't tell me that okay, well, they had the same level of judging standards as I had.
So it's interesting because it goes back to the majors and the challenger division where the logic, the rationale is one way for that and then a different way for the regular event. So in the challenger division, if you win from the back end, it doesn't count. But in the
Yeah,
regular race, if you win from the back end, that's okay. So
but it doesn't. But it still doesn't count.
yeah, it kind of counts.
It boxes people out of points,
Yeah,
but then nobody gets the points. I'm
that's right.
like, you should only be able to like race for points out of the first heat.
Yeah, but I would make sense to me.
Yeah,
And
because
the
that's the I think you can ensure that people have the same same judging standards.
Yeah, or close to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing too with that the pro card that I remember when they first came out with it was going to ensure that all of the people with the pro cards got in the first wave.
Yes. Yeah.
I have not seen that happen.
No, that hasn't happened either. I don't know why that hasn't happened. Seems pretty simple to me, but
Yeah. That was an easy thing to do without the pro card.
also the thing is too, like they say, oh well, you have to have your pro card so that you're put into this testing pool or whatever for drug testing. And I'm like, well, what if the girl that beat me out of the second heat and took my 100 points, she was dope? I don't know, like
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like it just doesn't make sense that somebody. It's basically like if you have an elite heat, like
Yeah.
kind of like Becca, you have elite heat and age group. If somebody beats you in the age group, they don't like take away from the elite heat.
No, and
It's not like
that actually happened this weekend in Philadelphia.
yeah, and they didn't let it wasn't like
No,
the
no.
first 30 to 34. They didn't get to be second place.
No, no, they signed up for age group.
Yeah. So I feel like getting your pro card is like signing up for pro, like pro status or whatever. They should just call it like High Rocks and like High Rocks something else. I feel like the pro thing is like
Hmm.
so you have your pro waves, which would be the people who have their pro card, and then you have your High Rocks heavy or whatever you want to
Well,
call it, and
yeah,
then high.
a heavy and a light, and then well, actually, you know what? This is where you're wondering. I wouldn't mind this. The heavy and the light are basic things, right? That's your different weights for your different divisions, right?
Yeah.
And then you have your pro, which would be people with pro cards, and then you have your regular heavy and light, which would be your age groupers, and then you have your open division, which is for people who are just out there to do their run and take part. So they don't need the same judging standards. They can be, yep, you're trying your best, fantastic, right? But no podiums, no nothing like that, no times, no nothing. Just well, you get your time, but it's like a Spartan open division. It really is kind of just you out there doing what you want to do.
Yeah. I kind of like the standards though, like even for
I
because
do too.
I always hated Spartan. I'm like, there would be these people out there that they wouldn't even like attempt the stuff and they just like go through it. And I'm just like, why even do it?
Yeah,
Like,
I get you, but if you're for me, if you were in that open division, I don't care because you're out there doing your thing, and I don't care. You're challenging yourself, or you're not, whatever, but it doesn't matter because it's not a competitive division. So it'd be a
we'll take,
non-competitive division.
even though you're not really doing the event,
Yeah,
but
whatever. I don't care. We'll
yeah,
still what?
we'll still take your money.
Exactly. We'll still take your
Yeah,
money.
we'll
Perfect.
still money. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, 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 whatever. Right. It doesn't matter. Just the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Here, give us your cash. Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like then you get more videos too. Like Hiller would be like on all these like open people who are
But it's an
just,
easy thing to go open division. They're allowed to do whatever they want. It's a funsy run.
but they get a time and whatever.
Whatever. Funsy
Yeah.
run.
Yeah.
If it's a
I don't know.
funsy, I think if it's a funsy run, you can just say, yeah, dude, those are the rules. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Um, what did you think about this weekend? Like Cole, this happened with Cole, and then this happened with Joanna and Calypso boxing out all the other people. So the other people didn't get points because they weren't close enough.
So I have kind of mixed feelings about.
Hmm.
So I think they should either pick you get static points or you do by percentage. Like I don't like this whole thing where it's like, okay, well, half the points are by just points, and then half of them are by percentage.
Hmm.
Um, because I do think that like if somebody like with it without like saying it in a very vulgar way, without if you get digged down that hard by somebody, do you really
Yeah.
deserve any like no, I don't think so. So I don't like hate that so much. But I think that it should just be percentage off the leader. And again, that's not a good system for me. Like, but I think it's a better system because if I went into some of these races, like like Ottawa, for example. I mean,
Yep.
Rachel, you know, she dicked me down by like 3 minutes. So like I wouldn't have got 100 points. I would have got I don't know, however many points. But do I think it's really that fair that if Rachel ran an hour and I ran an hour and 1 second, that I get the same points as if I run an hour and 3 minutes and 45 seconds? Like I think that you should get, and I think it'd make the system better in terms of like who actually gets in.
Mhm.
So if you're running a race with Saskia and she beats you by like 10 seconds, like you deserve way more points than like if I went and ran a race and Saskia won and I got like 10 minutes. Well, I would have to be closer to 10 minutes,
Yeah, yeah.
but like if she beats me by like 4 or 5 minutes. So I think then the system makes even more sense because if you're really good, like that girl who I said like got several 58 minutes, like even though she got second, she couldn't have got second by that much. So she's
Mhm.
getting more points
Yeah.
than somebody who would get like run a slower race to. She'd be closer to the top.
Yeah, like, I'm not a fan of the system currently, but I would prefer that change.
Yeah.
Just straight off because I do think it and again like me where you're saying should the part I don't know if the way you said it or whatever if I agree or don't agree with you, but dude, this weekend Cole ran what like a 54 and then second place was like a 101 or something like that.
It was Jake ran like an hour and like 19 seconds, I think.
Okay, so we'll call it an hour. So let's call it 6 minutes behind. So
Yeah.
he doesn't get points. I would say I don't care. Give him the points that he got for that race. I don't give him all the points. Like, whatever his percentage of that winner would be, it makes it almost useless. But just give them the points. You never
What
know.
do you mean useless? I mean, him getting 100 points. I mean, I
No, no,
guess
no. But
that.
I'm saying if we took away that bonus thing and it was just percent of winner straight down.
Oh, if it was percentage winner, then it wouldn't matter.
That's right. Yeah.
Like that would make so much sense. He got beat, so he got way less points.
Yeah.
So
Great.
that's why you don't need to do percentage and points. Like you just do percentage,
Yeah.
and everybody can get points.
Yeah.
But like if 20 minutes behind the leader, you get like
10
basically no.
points. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever.
So
You get useless points.
yeah, you get useless points.
Yeah.
So they should do it off percentage, and then like there's no need to do cutoffs either. Like I think it's so dumb too. Like World Championships is the best example of that. So only 8 people get, or no, I don't know for that race because it's age group. I think it's still only 8 points. I think it's registered as like a regular race.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Well,
only so then only 8 people get points. So that means like whoever was eighth was probably still under 61 minutes, and like nobody else below them got points.
mhm.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you could go run an amazing race at World Championships, or you could go run a nobody race in Buenos Aires and get 105.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Anyway, it was just one of those interesting because that was one of those things that where that happened that basically nobody else got any points, and it was
well,
kind of
first time that it happened, and I mean, I expected it to happen eventually.
yeah.
But it's just silly. Just do it off percentages. I really don't understand why like one spot below first is not off percentages, and then the rest are.
I think they just wanted to give this is my assumption. I think they just wanted to give a bonus as in winning is winning. Here's your winning bonus,
Mhm.
right? The extra 5 points, and then just to make sure that that's a bonus, then that means number two gets 100 points, and then we can percentage down from there. I think it was just in the logic, and it's not like they're the only ones that have this logic. It's quite common. There's just like we want to give an extra bonus for the winner. So,
Yeah,
so
do that. Give the winner 105 points, and then give everybody else percentage off of that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But as if it was 100 kind of deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just think they should take that away.
Well, I mean, the system that I propose, solves all those problems. But anyway,
Yeah. No, I mean, I like your system. I think that you know, I think that making you qualify for your pro card keeps the numbers down.
Mhm.
So you're not going to have like so many people that are going to be registered for these elite races. I mean, at max, maybe you'll have to have like 3 heats.
You know what else it does? Is it takes away the ability for some people on Instagram to say I'm a High Rocks pro without having won a race or anything like that.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's just it you have to win that card. You have to earn that card. I mean, I could go out and get myself a High Rocks pro card and just say I'm a High Rocks pro, right? Whereas if you have
Yeah,
to win it and earn it, you can't do that.
yeah,
It's just a little thing.
it's the little things.
Just a
I
little
mean, there's also people on Instagram that are, I'm training for the Elite 15 and they've never broken like 110. So that's cool too.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
good to
well,
have goals.
they're close.
I don't mean to be a hater, but like, I don't know. I guess I have big goals.
Yeah.
I sound like a hater. Um, but I think sometimes like when people do stuff like that, it takes away of like how hard it actually is. Like, oh, I can just train for the Elite 15. No big deal. Like,
Yep.
I mean,
See you out
it's
there.
kind of gotten to be a big deal now.
Yeah, see you out
Um,
there. Good luck with that.
yeah, yeah, good luck. Um, but I do think you're gonna see such a bigger divide. Like I know you talked about Vivian, and it'll be interesting to see how many like working athletes are able to like continue through the sport, um, for like a number of reasons. Like you said,
Yeah.
time, um, money, and like I mean, I've talked about my clients this like I joked on Instagram, but like like stuff that's important to me now maybe wouldn't have been as important to me if I got into the sport at like 25, like saving for retirement
Mhm.
and, being able to like run my business. Um, so if you're young coming into the sport, if you can afford it, like maybe those things don't matter as much to you. Um, or they're not as like pressing yet. Um, but the main reason I guess I would stop pursuing Elite 15 High Rocks is it just if it financially became like irresponsible for me to keep
Yeah.
doing. Um, so I don't know. We'll see how it affects it in the next few years, but I think that at, I think this year you could see it kind of like plateau and get stifled a little bit. I mean, there is a lot of hype on it now, so maybe I don't know, maybe more people are willing to throw money on it than I think, but you're
Well,
gonna have to throw a lot of money on it to get started.
it is interesting. I mean, and you can make of it. It might be nothing. It might be a blip. It might not be anything at all. But the last race in the UK did not sell out instantly,
Mm.
which was kind of
Well,
interesting.
this too with somebody how like maybe you also get athletes that could be really good at the sport. Okay, I'm excited. I want to do High Rocks Tampa. Oh man, I didn't get in. Okay, all right, I'm going to train for this race. Okay, High Rocks Denver. Da, da, da. Sold out. Didn't get a ticket. I mean, how many times are people going to keep pushing before they just go find something else?
Yeah. I mean, that's true. But I mean, that's something like, what do you do about that, right? Like, how do you fix that part? Because I'll be honest, like that sucks. But how do you fix it?
Oh no, I don't know if you can fix it. I mean,
Okay.
it sells out. It sells out.
Yeah.
But like, I think you're going to get, and I think this is like you said because it didn't sell out. Like maybe you get people that would have normally bought a ticket, but they've gotten like denied so many times. Maybe they didn't do it,
Mhm.
or other people have also told me, High Rocks is the same event every single time.
Yeah.
They don't see High Rocks like going like long term because people are going to get bored with it.
Hmm.
People aren't me. Like, I love like it's the same thing over and over and over and over again. Um, the venues aren't really that much different. Like, but I'm going for a specific goal. So I feel like normal people, I would imagine most people that go to every High Rocks, like if you took a poll in High Rocks, DC or Tampa, the majority of those people are fairly local.
Yeah.
Like, so, they're not traveling all over the world for these things. So, maybe they do that event and then it comes back next year and they do that event. And then they're kind of like, you know what? I want to do something else now. Like, I'm kind of bored with this. It's the same stuff. Um, So like if the sport can captivate like the general public for a long period of time. Um because I feel like with like running, like one, I mean, running's like super simple. I mean, there's a million races that are local to me, super cheap to do, cool. And if I wanted to go do another race, like, the scenery's different, or I could do a
Yeah,
different distance or whatever. Like, I feel like there's a lot more variability with that. I mean, I feel like you saw that in Spartan too.
yeah,
People got bored of Spartan. The
yeah.
same obstacles, even though the terrain and stuff was different, it just felt like the same crap over and over and over again. And people were just like, you know what? After a few years, I'm kind of like over this. I'm bored.
Yep.
I'm gonna get something else.
Do you know what you end up left with after it all hits that span? Like right now, High Rocks is on it where it's very trendy, it's very hot. It's a what happens when that's all over and what you're left with is you're left with the people who want to race.
Yeah,
And that's the difference. Like I'll do any of these things just because I like to race,
yeah,
right? You like to race people. That's what we like to do. And that's what you'll be left with. So if you've created a good race and a good race structure, once the trend wears off, you'll still be okay and it'll still survive because you have a good race, you have a good system, you have a good sport. If you
mm,
don't dial that stuff in, when the trend wears off, you die off and you'll be suffering like Spartan does, right?
mm,
So that's to me, that's why they need to make sure that they're set up so that the racing is fair, it's clean, and the system works.
yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I've said it many times publicly that I thought the end of 2026 would be the peak, and then you would start to see it go down a bit. Some people seem to think I think that means it's just going to fall off a cliff.
No, no, no. I
No.
don't. I mean, how much more peak though can you get than selling out every event?
And doing 10-day events.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
Where are
like
you going now?
peak and maybe like it rides it for a little while,
Yeah.
but how much bigger can it actually get? So, I mean, I guess more cities, more venues.
It's
Um,
possible, but we're already looking like
a,
there's one every weekend.
a cruise.
Yeah, that went well. That was a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Uh,
That was, I mean, as soon as they said it, everybody went, this is dumb. It just took them a little while to catch up. I mean, so you can commend them for catching up and eventually realizing this is dumb, but you still got to go, come on, guys. We all knew that right off the start.
still having the cruise though.
Yeah, they're still having the cruise, just not the Elite 15 on it.
Yeah,
I don't know that they could even, if they wanted to, if they could back out at the entire cruise now, even if they wanted to.
probably not.
Yeah, I think you're
But
pot.
I mean, I wonder how much, and I don't know, like I don't know who buys a ticket to that cruise, but how much of a draw was it that the Elite 15 were going to be there?
Well, they only had that going for like since Worlds, right? So it wasn't a long time that that was a draw or a way to lure people in. Um,
I think they advertised that there were not maybe not there was going to be Elite 15 race, but there was
yes,
going to be Elite 15 athletes.
and I think there are still going to be some there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think some are committed through sponsorship and things like that, that they'll still be there. Um, so I don't know. I I'm happy for the athletes that do not have to race there because I think it was just going to be a disaster. And I'm happy for me because now I don't have to go back and rewatch the not live stream of it and listen to them and go, what a great idea this was.
I
Because
was kind of pumped but it seemed like nobody was going to back out of the cruise. I thought for a while I was like, okay, well maybe like if I can get up in the like 20s, like enough people would back out that I could get into the Elite 15 spot, but no dice.
oh, now you won't. Do you get seasick? You're good sea legs?
I actually do get seasick. So I don't think
Oh,
it went
Lord.
well for me. Uh, but they were going to do it while it was docked.
Yeah, but you had to be on the cruise the whole time beforehand.
Oh, because it was last. It was on the
Yeah,
last.
yeah.
Um, I mean, the goal for me right now,
Or
Dave, is
maybe
just
I might have that wrong. It might have been like the solos might have been first, like before you left,
yeah.
and the doubles when you got back.
But see, I feel like my goal is just to get into an Elite 15 race.
Hmm.
So if I was on a cruise, I'd just be sick and bear it the whole time. And I couldn't, I because it's banned by WADA. They have those
Yeah.
Pollock patches, not allowed.
Nope.
Tisk tisk, you'll pop. Um, but it's funny. Like I wonder if there would have been any like issues with that, and people just don't know. People don't know, Dave. People who don't come from college sports, they don't know how much shit they actually can't take.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a good. All right, I'll ask you one more question, then we'll call it.
Oh, and then I had one other thing to say
Okay,
about
do
that.
your one other thing first. Do your one other thing first.
So I have heard through the grapevine that there have been people popped for stuff. I don't know who,
Okay.
but they received bans. But there has been no mention of like who or how long they were banned.
All right. I love it. Completely unsubstantiated rumors.
Well, I
I'm
mean, I
down
feel
with
like
it. I'm down with it.
I heard was like, oh, they got caught like they were doing IVs and they
Mhm.
posted online and they got like a short ban for that.
I've heard similar things too. I cannot
Yeah.
substantiate it.
But wouldn't you think if you were High Rocks, like you do like CrossFit, like be like, look, these people were using and we caught them and see we test because
Yes.
there was such a big deal
Mhm.
about them actually testing.
Yep.
And now that if there are popping people or people are testing positive, like why not like bring it to the light and be like, hey, we're testing and we're getting all like the people who are
Mhm.
using out of sport, whatever. But I think that they think that it makes them look like people are using in the sport. So
They are.
they don't want kind of like, negative
Yeah.
backlash from like, oh well, this person was using and they run whatever and I don't know. So
I I know I have forwarded before in the past people that I saw sign up for High Rocks events that were on the CrossFit banned list,
um
and I forwarded that to High Rocks. Now, I know they did actually say thank you, and we appreciate that. What they did with it, or if they told that person they couldn't run or not, I don't know. I
I
didn't.
mean Armstrong running, he was like banned from everything.
Then wasn't that right after they announced they were going to do steroid testing?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
remember
he's
that.
something.
He's clean, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Totally. Anyway, I don't have to ask my question now because I was going to ask you, do you think this year we'll see anyone actually publicly publicly caught?
Um no, because I don't think Hyrax is gonna like say anything about it. And I think that if you were like pay attention, maybe you'd be able to pick up on it. Like, but I mean, people I would imagine would be like, "Oh, I'm injured" or whatever, if they got banned. So I mean, unless Hyrax says something about it, I don't think there's going to be a way that you know.
So
Um,
my question to you is weed, is that still on the ban list or is that okay now?
so with per water rules, it's allowed outside of competition, but not
Okay.
inside of competition. But I'm not really sure
Where that line
how
is?
like what the time frame kind of
Mhm.
stuff for is because like I mean, kind of you're in like high rock season almost all year round.
Yeah,
So
what's
I don't exactly know how that works. So, but I know that it's allowed outside of competition. But I don't know the parameters of that.
because yeah,
Uh,
I would just because if that was still on the list like it used to be, I would call bullshit and half of them are testing positive because it's just so commonplace now.
yeah. Well, but though if you're an athlete, you could argue like I mean I don't take edibles anymore
Yeah.
because I know that I can't and I might test positive.
Yeah.
Um, for a stupid thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like it's giving me this advantage. So,
Yeah, there's
like,
one
why?
where the CrossFit girls had that happen to her at World Fitness Project, I think.
Well, then she's dumb. Like,
Yeah.
as an athlete, like, it's not an excuse to not know the rules. So you can say, "Oh, well, I didn't know." Well, too bad. You're still banned.
Yeah.
Like burrito lady or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's your responsibility as an athlete, which I think even further goes into the idea of like I mean, and people like me, are not like real professional athletes. So I'm not having somebody follow my, everything I eat, all the supplements I take,
Yeah.
I be good in that like I only take stuff that's like third party tested. But you could take something that like you bought at Walgreens, like
Yeah.
that has something that's banned in it. It's still your responsibility as an athlete. So if you test positive, like, it's your fault. But do I think it's really fair that there are people who have teams of people who are doing all this other stuff for them and like other people are held to the exact same standards? Like, because I think it's pretty easy mostly to tell, like, if somebody took something by accident,
Mhm.
if somebody took something on purpose for performance enhancing, um, whatever. Um, I don't know. I'm not a chemist, but like I'm sure I know that there can be stuff and stuff that's not third party tested that you're not allowed to take. And I don't know if that stuff like you could accidentally take that kind of stuff is what
You're
I'm saying. If you're
yeah,
not aware that what you're taking is tested for impurities or whatever.
like and in the States too, your like wellness products are not well regulated either, right?
No.
Is so I mean, it could be very easy for something in there to be in there that is not good. That's not that like you say is going to be on the list.
Well, yeah, because supplements aren't regulated by the
No,
FDA.
no.
So, like, there's been a lot of I don't know if this is banned or not, but I know like maybe 10, 15 years ago they had some issues with like fat burners
Mm.
and they have ephedrine in them, which
Oh.
like is makes your heart race or whatever. But it was in powder form, so maybe the one scoop you take might have like a milligram or whatever, but the next scoop
Mm.
like have five
If it
milligrams.
didn't get mixed in well, yeah.
So it was giving people like heart issues
Hmm.
because the ephedrine was like messing with their heart. Um, so so I don't know. Like, it's just if I was, an athlete, which I am, and I'm worried about it, I would only take stuff that is third party tested.
Yeah, yeah. I would think so. I would think so. Especially, yeah, from there. All right. We gotta let you get to your workout. I gotta get to my workout. Um, Thank you very
Sounds
much
good.
for jumping on we haven't had a good complaint session in a while.
I know it's good to vent it all out.
Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? And
Yeah.
very soon, I imagine later this week, we'll have Beth back. So,
Cool.
all right. Thanks, Tara, and thanks everybody for
Hey,
tuning in. We'll see you soon.
all right. See ya.
Perfect.